What's up, everyone? This is Soul, and we're here for another episode of Leak Season, where we're going to take the usual stuff of things that the internet has pooped out, and we're going to proceed to thrash it. However, this episode I think is going to be special. I took the usual things that I would find on MMO Champion and 4chan, and I dumped it. All of it's gone because what we've just found out, or what we just discovered, I believe yesterday, is pretty good. It's very convincing. I'm fond of it. This is already my favorite leak. So we'll talk about why I like it. We'll take a look at it, and then we'll try to tear it down, because the nature of this kind of segment that I do is that we come at this not believing it. And so we're going to try our best to tear it down, although I admit this is a pretty tough one to tear down, but we'll do our best, all right? Please like the video, subscribe for more stuff. I have my chat, so sometimes I might be talking to like no one in particular, but, and of course, as we go along with this, I will flub and I will make mistakes on references and stuff like that. So chat, please correct me. YouTube commenters, feel free to call me out and call me a baddie, because that's how that goes. So let's take a look at this new leak. Ta-da! New continent, Avaloren. There are 4 screenshots here, and as we go down, and this isn't like a very high-res screenshot, but this very much looks like a screen cap of this sort of thing. So next shot we have right here, we have dwarf dude. We got what looks like a griffin thing, and there's another one back there, and there's like a little animal, and there's a big statue of maybe a dwarf looking dude with a funny hat with an axe, and there's lightning. Ooh, cool. Third shot we have here is of a deserty area. This kind of has Gorgron vibes, at least the janky parts of Gorgron. It also has kind of, with the way the pillars are set up, it's not the same thing, but it reminds me of Dragon Ball or Dragon Ball Z. It reminds me of the Goku versus Vegeta fight, but then, different, different rock structures and all that. But we got harpies, we've got birds up there, we got sky. Oh my God, if there's sky, this is amazing, guys. And then finally with this fourth shot, we have this, this kind of road, and we get a little dino dude and the little dino dude's kid, and there's like these orb things in the back, and looks like there's a little Titanic construct robot thing, and there's a bridge back there that leads to, I don't know. So this is like the best looking leak that I've seen this season, hands down. This is very good. It's very good. It's very convincing. There are things that make, now I guess I'll first talk about like why I think this is like just really good, if not even real. One is because there's like freaking 4 shots of this, and the artwork that's being used here, it's very convincingly wow. 4 different shots with kind of a unique style and biome for each. Jungle-ish, desert, barren-ish, ice stuff, and outdoor things. The big thing is that they're unique shots. This is a lot of effort to go into it. If this was fake, this is the kind of level of fake where it's not AI, or at least I don't think it's AI, but this would be something where someone with actual talent, they went in here. They basically just made a sandbox and put these things in. A couple things that had been pointed out ever since this leak came out like last night is that this little dinosaur pet, that's something that is from this is an existing asset that comes from, I believe, the Time Rift Bender, like a little dinosaur dude. And then this one's just like, a big one. I think this one is supposed to be like a unique asset that maybe we haven't seen before, or, the leaker had just put it together. I don't think anything here was particularly unique. The dwarf here, I believe, looked a little unique. Now, I wondered to myself, is this a giant dwarf, or is this dwarf just kind of out of place? with like everything else, because this thing looks pretty big compared to like everything else. But we'll get to like nitpicking. And then there's like these birds that are down here. These birds, these are also existing assets. They're already in game. They just happen to pop up. They happen to pop up in here. Why do I think this is fake? There's one big reason why I think this is fake, and it's because it's too good, which sounds stupid, right? I guess here's the logic here. Who would leak this? Who has access to these four shots? Now, based on this right here, you can kind of see like the Avaloren thing that has like this kind of like lighting effect. This is like the usual. This is like the features trailer when you look at stuff, and then this was probably going to be like a zoom in, and this is like, this is part of like the big montage of the different zones that you're going to see. Someone had access to this, and someone had took the asset and took screenshots and put it out. Whoever, if this is real, whoever did this has already been caught. They know exactly who can do that. They know exactly who had this, because at least this is me making some assumptions here. This particular kind of video, which is just a features video, it's not like the high res video or like the cinematic style video. I'm pretty certain that this is made 100% in house. No one else is going to see it aside from people who are putting this sort of feature trailer together. And also people like leads or whatnot who take a look at it and be like, okay, that's good, that's not good, there's something missing, blah, 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 blah. So I have a feeling that the people who get access to this kind of video asset, even though we're only about a week out from the expansion launch, is extremely limited. I don't quite see this sort of thing being distributed amongst like third-party advertisers, stuff like that, because I don't think we've really seen these sorts of montages being distributed like that. Now, of course, this could only be like one shot that comes from it, and then these other ones are like stuff that we're going to eventually see on the Blizzard Games press site or whatever. And these are things that third party that third parties get access to. So that could be a thing. But it was convincing. Like, I was double checking. I'm like, okay, is this a place? And I couldn't really find an asset like this. I couldn't find this animal looking thing. And I was actually taking a look at the floor here. I'm like, is there a floor like this that I've seen? Like, I checked, I did happen to check this last night. I double checked Tanan Jungle, didn't see the floor. I checked Zandalar, also didn't see this kind of floor. It's actually more like this kind of tiled, more like this tiled sort of thing. But there are little things to nitpick. Except for the first. The first shot looks very convincing. If I see this, I'll be like, all right, cool. Yep, this was elite. Okay, this is convincing to me. The other ones throw me off a little bit. I mentioned this a little bit earlier. Is this a giant dwarf? I don't know. It looks like a giant dwarf because it's giant relative to other things that are here, like basically just the stuff in the background. The one thing that has me thrown off though is this torch here. It's hard, like I'm kind of thrown off by the perspective because you can see this torch, it's like kind of right there, but you see between the size of this dwarf, the size of that little cat creature, snow leopard creature, whatever it is that's back there, the distance between that torch and this rock face is great enough that I think to myself, this torch should not be lighting up this much of the thing here. And it's nitpicky, I know. Like that throws me off. But everything else looks convincing between shadows, light. I guess the lighting of the dwarf is a little bit off. But with WoW, it's hard to tell where the sun is. So sometimes lighting can be thrown off, and even though there's a shadow that, like the way that it looks, the shadow is behind the dwarf, and the sun is over there. But you see, he still has kind of like the shine where he should be darker. So dude named Algar Storms, Storms of Avaloren, new neutral race, tall dwarves made of stone but have colored hair. Okay, that fucks it up already. So these are not tall dwarves. These are giant dwarves. I can't imagine a blood elf, like let's say blood elves. Blood elves aren't very tall, but they're taller than dwarves. I can't imagine a blood elf standing here and for it to look and for it to make sense. At least not me. Maybe I'm just bad at. Maybe I just have bad vision. Let's see. Castle Guard, Capital City Underground, like Ironforge, have it was above it. Did I see this already? I don't know. I've gone through so many of these. No new specs. Some specs turned into support specs. That seems garbage too. Chat and everyone need to correct me on this. If I recall, they did. The WoW team was pretty specific in saying that they are not going to turn an existing spec into a support spec. The ogre looking NPC in the desert is from a different fake leak. There's an ogre? Oh, you mean that creature in the back over there? You're also forgetting releasing leaks can also be a marketing buzz for you. Okay, let's dispel that, please. There's it's not just Tulok, but there's a lot of folks that will say, yeah, dude, they put the stuff out so that way Blizzard can get an idea of how people are gonna react to it. Think about it real quick. They put these things, let's pretend that they put these things out a week before BlizzCon to gauge reaction. And then the reaction is whatever it is. What do you do? What do they do then? Oh, we better change things around. I mean, we only got a week left, but we better change the trailer. You change the cinematic because this isn't working. You know, we got to shift this thing around, and that's not gonna. No. When WoW is trying to gauge player interest and try to get direct feedback, it's very, very simple. All they need to do, and what they've done, is put out surveys. That's it. Hey guys, what would you think about this sort of, and it's very specific. What would you think about this sort of feature or that sort of feature? They have not given one flying fuck about, so what do you think about going to this continent or that continent or, this or, that sort of thing. That's something that they collectively, but, they decide for themselves and they could care less what we think about it. If they want to throw us for a loop, fine. But I want to try to dispel that myth of them leaking stuff for hype. I follow a lot of WoW dev Twitter, and the times where legit leaks have come out, what do I see from them? Oh wow, we did this on purpose so we could see how people. No, they are upset. They're pissed. They are not happy about things like that happening. So to try to spin that into something like, oh, this is what they do, there's no value prop for that. It's a lot of work just for a fake. I do agree. This is a lot of work. This is very, very well done. Some things look kind of off to me. And I think chat is pointing some stuff out here, but I'll try to do so. I'll try to point out weird things for myself too. Like these pillars look oddly placed. I mean, they're unique because they look different, but they're placed a little bit oddly. No purpose, not sure what's going on there. The bridge being back there like that, it feels aesthetically unpleasing to see as a kind of a promotional shot. Like this bridge just doesn't fit. I mean, it goes into the picture just fine, but it doesn't feel like the right kind of shot that you want to make. It just seems out of place to me. I nitpick really weird things, by the way. So that dude seems a little bit out of place, but I don't recall because you see the blue lighting there. It's hard to tell what's the difference between that little mountainy looking thing and then that dude there. And I don't recall if NPCs are subject to the blue light stuff. So this is old, you're saying. I feel like with AI it's easy to do this stuff now. I'm surprised we haven't seen more leaks. I mean, it's kind of easy to do, but to try and get this particular style kind of close up, it's tougher. This website thing is 3 to 4 weeks old. Okay, so this is old. Oh yeah, I never saw this one. Aw, this one would have been a good one to talk shit about. I guess I'm going back to my original reason why I think this happens to be fake is that whoever leaked this is no longer going to work at Blizzard, or whoever is associated with the company that had this, because this is bad. And I think to myself, who's gonna tank their career over something like this? I mean, think reasonably. Like, anyone who's going to leak that sort of information is someone who knows, is someone who's confident that they're not going to get in trouble if they happen to leak it, which is kind of fucked up too, right? Because they obviously don't care about the person who who's being used for this leak. Like, let's say this is like this is like, a developer or whoever who has this, and then like the developer's friend or their family member or kid or whatever, they happen to see this stuff and be like, yeah, I'm gonna like put this stuff out, internet points, woo. I try to stick to, like what chat's saying, I try to stick to the fun of taking a look at these things and be like, ooh, these are like really good. But yeah, I like this one.